one with any understanding of the financial history or the actions that have taken place, how you could argue with the fact that if the central banks were not pinning the bond markets and interest rates where they are, and therefore stock prices where they are, if the central banks weren't doing that, stock prices would be much lower. The inflation targeting concept is insane. Inflation does not lead to growth. Growth is what we want. Deflation is not a bad thing. Everybody loves it when the price of technology drives things down, but they panic at the words deflation because they associate them incorrectly with deflation. Depression. Deflation doesn't lead to depression, but depressions lead to deflation. This inflation targeting is a guaranteed disaster because they will succeed, and when they do, they will blow up the bond markets and the equity markets. Now, those of us that think like that have known that for some time, but we also know we can't get the timing because we have no data. What's being done now has never been tried in the history of the world. Thus, all we can do is say it's an accident waiting to happen. It's the most obvious train wreck of all time. I can't give you the timing. So as to the shorts, I don't have to throw in the towel because I've seen this movie coming, and I haven't tried to fight it very much except for a few times. And the thing, being short isn't a religion. You do it to make money. And it hasn't been possible, so I don't think the shorts have to throw in the towel. They have to just be patient for some sign that sanity is breaking out and people are realizing that these policies are going to lead to trouble, or the policies do lead to trouble, like with a bond market crack up somewhere.
Obviously, you're a noted short seller, Bill, but in this market environment where you say short sellers should wait, are you not in the market at all, or are you selectively long parts of the market?
I'm not short at all right now. I mean, I have 5% exposure, just a little bit of insurance. It's not really me being my heart in it. I believe you can make money in gold and precious metals because, not for the reasons the black helicopter crowd wants to own them, but simply because it is a currency, it can't be printed, it's got more history of doing the right thing than any of these central banks without even question. So you can own gold and gold-related and silver-related entities as a way to make money as a consequence of these failed strategies that the central bankers keep applying.
Bill, you mentioned this exogenous event effectively is what you're waiting for, but I guess I have to ask a question. I'm not asking what it will be, but if it does happen, will the move be so swift that even if you wanted to get short, you're unable, or you think the market will provide you opportunity to get on back of what could be a move to the downside?
It's a great question, Guy. I have no idea what the catalyst is. It could be something totally innocuous. It could be a big deal. We'll have to just try to see. But you have to know one thing. If we have a bit of a train wreck, which we will at some point, the Fed's going to come in with QE4. So you're only going to be able to make a certain amount on the downside before they start those tom-toms, and then they do it. In the round that comes in QE4, then you're going to be able to see what you want to do, because probably the first bond market to crack up will be in Japan, but maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be here. I don't really care if I miss the first break, Guy, because they're going to come with QE4. And it's only after that that maybe we got a chance of the trade I want to catch is when people wake up to the fact that these central bank strategies are failures. They are the arsonists that create the fire. They're not the firemen that put it out, even though they claim to be the latter. So I'm pretty relaxed about this. I don't feel like I'm going to miss much of anything because I feel like I know exactly what these guys are going to do. And quite frankly, it hasn't been very hard to figure that out.
But Bill, it sounds like you missed a lot. I mean, you've been on this show a number of times where you've been licking your chops and saying it's about to happen, and it's 2, 3 years going on doing this. And a lot of this sounds kind of pathetic. I mean, everybody is,
let me answer this.
But I've been listening to this for 9 months now, and people were a lot more bearish. Now you're almost throwing in the towel, which almost makes me say maybe it is time to get bearish.
I am not throwing in the towel. I'm doing exactly what I've been doing.
Seems like a lot of people are very frustrated now
with gold and miners. So don't give me that crap. Besides that, in the last 2 years since the Fed quit QE, the market's hardly up a rounding error.
And I bet you bought gold with the bottom, too. You bought gold with the bottom.
For 2 years.
You bought gold with the bottom, too, I bet, right?
Don't be such a jerk.
I'm just asking a question. I mean, now it's great. It's a great call on gold. Where's that going to go from here? Is gold going to $2,000 an ounce? Is it?
Although I did happen to catch the lows, but that does not mean anything. I'm not here to brag. not joining the party you want me to be part of.
I'm asking questions. I'm asking you how you're handling.
I'm gonna step in now, Bill, if I can just step in here at this point. So you're waiting. What sectors to you or what stocks to you look like the ones that you would short if you were to catch the second wave or the third wave or whatever that wave is?
There's no point in talking about what I would be short. I've got a bunch of things I would love to be short, but I can see it's not working. I've made some small attempts at things. It doesn't work. So there's no point in saying I would do this and this because it might be 3 months from now before it's time to act. There's going to be all kinds of trouble in a lot of the tech sector, a lot in the semiconductor food chain. But that's not today's problems. You can't make money on that. So there's no